So, welcome to this wonderful course on Zero to Hero in Artificial Intelligence. So, you have probably heard a lot about AI and machine learning over the last few months, right? And maybe you have been inspired by videos showing what's possible with AI. But what is it really? Have you ever thought? Once you go beyond the hype and get down to writing code, what will AI look like? So, well, that's what we are going to go through in this video series. In this video series, we will be teaching you what it's like to write a code for machine learning and how it provides different and new exciting scenarios that will help you write applications that behave like human beings and thus giving you AI. So, I am Vishnu and I am going to be a guide. So, you don't need to know a lot to get started. We will be using the Python language to code AI. So don't worry if you have never used it. It's super simple to understand and you will be up and running in no time. So in this video we will be seeing first the AI timeline, then we will see why the demand of AI is rising in these days, and we will see what is really AI. So here's the timeline. So machine learning and AI were thought a long ago. Now let's get back to 19th century. Now 1950 was speculated to be one of the most important years for the introduction of AI. In 1950, Alan Turing published a paper in which he speculated about the possibility of creating machines that think. So he created what is known as the Turing test. This test is basically used to determine whether or not a computer can think intelligently like a human being. So basically, if a machine can carry out a conversation that was indistinguishable from a conversation with a human being, it was reasonable to say that the machine is thinking. Now, unfortunately, up to this date, we haven't found a machine that has fully cleared the Turing test. So, the Turing test was actually the first serious proposal in the philosophy of AI. So, in 1955, for the first time, the term artificial intelligence was coined. So the term AI was coined by John McCarthy at the Dartmouth Conference in 1955. So John McCarthy is said to be the father of AI. In 1961, the first robot was introduced to the General Motors assembly line. In 1964, the first chatbot was invented. Now we have Siri, we have Alexa, we have Google, but in 1964, there was a chatbot known as Elisa. So that was the first chatbot using AI. And this was followed by the famous IBM Deep Blue. In 1997, the news broke down IBM's Deep Blue beats the world champion Garry Kasparov in the game of chess. So this was the first accomplishment of AI. It was able to beat the world champion at chess. In 2011, we had IBM's question answering system named Watson, and he defeated two greatest Jeopardy champions, that is Brad Rooter and Ken Jennings. So guys, this is how AI evolved. If you want, you can pause the video and read all these. So it started off as an hypothetical situation. Now right now it's the most important technology in the world. So if you look around everywhere, everything around us is run through AI. So since the emergence of AI in 1950, we have actually seen an exponential growth of its potential. So AI covers domains such as machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, natural language processing, expert systems, and so on. It has also made its way into computer vision and image processing. So in earlier days, computer vision was solely on mathematical calculations and feature extraction. Now, after the introduction of AI, it has made it very simple. So now the question here is, if AI has been here for over half a century, why has it suddenly gained so much of importance? Why are we talking about AI now? Let me tell you the main reasons of demand for AI. The first reason is that we have more computation power now. So AI requires a lot of computational power. Recently, many advances have been made and complex deep learning models are deployed. And one of the greatest technology that made this possible are GPUs. Since we have more computational power now, it is possible for us to implement AI in our daily aspects. Second most important reason is that we have a lot of data at present. We are generating data at immeasurable pace. We are generating data through social media, through IoT devices. In every possible way, there is a lot of data. So we need to find a method or solution that can help us process this much data and help us derive useful insight so that we can grow a business with the help of data. So that the process is basically AI. So in order to have a useful AI agent that makes smart decisions like telling which item to recommend next when you shop online or how to classify an object from an image, AI are trained on large datasets, and big data enables us to do this more efficiently. The next reason is now we have better algorithms. Right now we have very effective algorithms which are based on the idea of neural networks. Neural networks is nothing but the concept behind deep learning. Since we have better algorithms which can do better computations and quicker computation with more accuracy, the demand of AI has increased. And another reason is that universities, governments, startups, tech giants, and are all investing in AI. So companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, all of these companies have heavily invested in AI because they believe that AI is the future. So AI is rapidly growing both as a field of study and also an economy. So actually this is the right time for you to understand what is AI and how it works. So let's move on and understand what actually AI is. The term AI or artificial intelligence was first coined in the year 1955 by John McCarthy. I've already mentioned this before. It was the birth of AI in 1955. Now, how did he define AI? John McCarthy defined AI as the science of engineering of making intelligent machines. In other words, AI is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. So in a sense, AI is a technique of getting machines to work and behave like humans. So in computer science, AI is the intelligence demonstrated by machines in contrast to the natural intelligence displayed by humans and animals. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we will be looking at some examples which uses AI.